What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD coming at you with a quick review of Kraino Origins. We're going to talk about how the 2018 Kraino mobile game turned into the 2022 Kraino Origins that's available now on Steam. But before we get into it, we got to hit that theme music.
Hey, get out of my way. It's used to use a hot pick, so you might as well stay. It's time to listen to the Geeks.
So in 2018, we had a game called Kraino. It was available on iOS. It's free right now, still on iOS. You can play it. We're going to show a little bit footage of this game, give you a little taste of how Kraino started. As you can see, it's a lot rougher. The pixel art isn't as good. Character models, the sprites, not as polished as the new version of Kraino, but you can still see the core gameplay mechanics are still there. If you watch the gameplay footage that I did yesterday of Kraino Origins, you can see some of the similarities between the characters, the enemies. Now, that game was pretty successful on iOS. People loved it. It got good reviews. So the developer decided he wanted to make a full-fledged console version of that game. So in March 2022, he launched a Kickstarter campaign to go ahead and fund a Kraino reanimated game. It was going to be a new, updated version of Kraino, more levels, better sprites, better power-ups, the whole shebang. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at the teaser trailer for that game. Unfortunately, it did not get funded on Kickstarter. But as you can see, the character model is slightly different from the Kraino Origins character model. The scythe isn't ever present like it is in Kraino Origins. His body armor is slightly different. That was just a little teaser trailer. And like I said, it was going to be Kraino reanimated. It was on Kickstarter, but unfortunately did not get funded. That's okay, because the developer had an ace up his sleeve. He was working on a second secret Kraino game, Kraino Origins, and that is available on Steam right now, $14.99. Now, if this game is successful, he's going to go ahead and continue development on the Kraino reanimated game. So hopefully he gets that done, because this game, Kraino Origins, is good. It's really, really good. So I can only imagine how much better Kraino Reanimated is going to be, because that was the game that he intended to make. That was the game that he was really putting all his heart and soul into. Kraino Origins, from my understanding, was sort of a second project. But like I said, the first project did not get funded. So he fell back on this quicker, easier one to make. So he could see if he could, try to make a little bit of money so he can go ahead and fund Kraino Reanimated himself, since the Kickstarter did not succeed. So we're going to look at some gameplay while I talk. Like I said, this is Kraino Origins. I recorded this myself. It's available on Steam. Now, if you watch the gameplay from yesterday, you'll notice that there was a glitch in one of the levels. The developer, actually, I reached out to him. I told him about the glitch. I showed him the gameplay footage. And within hours, he issued a patch, updated the game, fixed the glitch. Apparently, I had done some really odd things in order to make the glitch happen. It was like I had to be killed, get revived in the same map, and then mess with the top of the screen. I guess something no one else had done up until that point. That glitch is fixed. Now, in Kraino Origins, you play as Kraino, the reanimated corpse of a hero. Dr. Bacula is trying to use you for evilness. Apparently your soul is too good, so you're going to go ahead and use the power of evil against evil. As you can see, he's got a scythe. In the upper left corner, you can see he's got the fireball power up already. There are 8 different power-ups, ranging from fireball, axes, a bone boomerang, sort of like the cross boomerang from Castlevania. This game is very heavily inspired by both Castlevania and Mega Man. And it's very, you can tell just in the gameplay and the little things in the game. The boss levels are sectioned off just like in Mega Man. You could break walls. You got the little candles, just like in Castlevania. The Fishman enemies, very reminiscent of Castlevania. But this game is very well done. I love the sprite world. It's very beautiful. It's got parallax scrolling. It looks like a Super Nintendo game done in a modern era. It's very fun to play. Very responsive, no lag. The controls are very tight. Now, one of the things I didn't like is that the game doesn't tell you about that spin attack. You notice in the gameplay footage, I was doing a spin attack. You push up and attack. And that actually, if you time it just right, you'll be able to reflect fireballs and stuff back at the enemies. But the game never tells you this. You gotta kind of figure it out on your own. So that's one of the things I didn't like. The game does tell you about the other attacks. You get your basic attack, jump attack. You also have a downward jump attack that bounces you off of enemies. So beyond that, there's a lot of hidden power-ups. Every stage has 3 segments of a green soul. You collect those, you get more life bar. There's also a blue soul that you gotta collect. And then you collect that and you get more magic power to use. The bosses, very tough but fair. They have patterns, you gotta learn them. You gotta be very deliberate. This game is not about rushing through, not about just trying to go in there and take the enemies out. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing. It's gonna be tough. You're gonna die a lot. I died. I achieved the die 50 times trophy in my first playthrough. So, I mean, it is a very, very tough game, but tough but fair. Because, like I said, if you die, it's pretty much your own fault. There's really no two ways about it. Dying in this game is definitely your own fault. What more can I say? It is a very lovely game. Easy to pick up, easy to get into. Works really well on the Steam Deck. I was playing it on the Steam Deck earlier. Unfortunately, the save does not transfer between the Steam Deck and the Steam. So I had to finish it off on Steam itself and not on the Steam Deck. There are some tough platforming sections later in the game, some of the later levels, a lot of instant die spikes. But again, it is really all on you. It's all about your ability, your skill level. The game doesn't hold your hand, but it doesn't cheat either, right? It's not being unfair. As long as you're paying attention, you know what you're doing, you're playing the game, you should have no problems. Solid 8 out of 10. I was going to give it a 7.5 because of the glitch, but like I said, that glitch was fixed within hours of being notified. So solid 8. I highly recommend this game. I highly recommend, at the very least, if you are not going to buy this game, you're not going to play it, at least tell somebody who might be interested in it, because this is the type of game that people should be playing. This is the type of game that should be getting a lot more attention than it's getting. It's really hard out there for small developers. This is a one-man team. Show them some love. He put a lot of heart, a lot of soul into this game. You could just tell. I enjoyed it. I know most of you who watch this channel are probably going to enjoy it too. So like I said, highly recommend this game. Can't say anything better about it. The music, while fitting to the game, it's not very memorable. I'm not going to be listening to the Kraino soundtrack anytime soon, but it does fit the levels very nicely. With that said, again, highly recommend you pick it up. Love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bit.